Let's take a peek. Ah! This shade is stunning! Is this palette necessary? It's patchy, but it just... There's a new release from Natasha Denona, the Bloom eyeshadow palette celebrating spring. In fact, it is my understanding that she hand-painted watercolor this design of the cover, and this palette is available right now at Sephora's website, at other retailers too. I will be leaving all those details in the description box below. It's also available at Natasha Denona's website, and I do have a discount code with Natasha Denona, so if you want to save, I think it's 15% off. I will be leaving all those details in the description box below, but I purchased my eyeshadow palette right away as soon as I saw it available, and I did share with all of you the early access on my Instagram. So if you're not following me on Instagram, you should. Also, you should follow me on TikTok if you're there. And obviously, I went ahead and posted on my community tab that this palette was released. So if you're not yet subscribed to my channel, please go ahead and do so. If you're new here to my channel, welcome, and welcome to all of you, my beautiful friends. As per usual, I'm filming in natural light. It's a beautiful sunny day, perfect for the Bloom palette, and I do film in 4K resolution. This palette, it is on the midi size, which is now the standard for Natasha Denona. It comes with 15 different shades, and let's take a peek at this beauty. You have here a combination of matte shades, sparkling foils, some duochromes. Let's go ahead and give it a swatch. I'm just gonna go row by row. Fluorescence is the first shade. This is a gorgeous peachy tone, so if you like peachy shades, it's so beautiful. Fluorescence is a metallic tangerine shade. Bark is creamy matte gingerbread brown. King is a matte shade, nudie tangerine undertone. Wren, matte medium coral pink. Fleur is a duochrome of pink and icy ivory. Very beautiful. It does have a very subtle shift, but a substantial shift. Crease is a sparkling foil shade, duochrome coral and gold. Lash, a sparkling foil shade, light nude apricot. Brick, a matte terracotta. Rue is a metallic shade with a burgundy undertone, although I feel that it is a little bit more pinky. Floss, matte vintage rose. Petal is a silky matte salmony shade. Ember, sparkling foil, medium brick. Robin is a silky matte shade, dusty coral. Clover is a matte vivid burgundy, and the most exciting shade for me, I think, is Equinox. Look at this. This shade is stunning. It's a sparkling foil, duochrome, peach with turquoise blue shift. That's so stunning. Here are all the shades and all the swatches. If I haven't mentioned it before, the palette is made in Italy and it costs $69. Let's start with the first eyeshadow look. I want to go to the pinky section on this side, but as a base, I'm going to go first with Petal, and I'm using a Sonia G Classic Crease brush, and I'm taking this shade and applying it above the crease. Pfeffer 01 brush in the shade Wren. I'm taking it on the outer third of the eyelid. Sonia G Mini Booster, and I'm going to the shade Floss, and I'm taking the shade right on the crease and taking it on the very edge of the outer third. BK Beauty 502 brush in the shade Clover, and I'm gonna take this shade and applying it right on the outer V. And with whatever is on the brush, I'm just diffusing the edges. BK Beauty 204 brush in the shade Wren, and I'm applying this shade along the lower lash line. Sonia G Flat Definer, I'm going to Clover, and I'm gonna stamp this shade on the outer third of the lower lash line. Then with Equinox, I'm going to apply it with my finger from the inner third all the way to the middle of the eyelid. So you can see definitely even a flip of lilac on this shade. So stunning. Oh my gosh. Oh wow. This shade is gorgeous. I mean, I know so many people are gonna just pay for this shade because it's so beautiful. But honestly, it's gorgeous to say the least. It's just so pretty. Refer 03 brush and the shade Flu, and I'm gonna take this shade and applying it on the inner corner, and whatever is remaining is going on the brow bone. This is the first eyeshadow look with a Bloom palette, more into the pinky tone, although these eyeshadows, they do have a lot of peach and pink in it, making it a little bit more corally tone. To the second eyeshadow look and the shade King, and I'm using a Refer number 15 brush, and I'm taking the shade and applying it above the crease, Sonia G Classic Crease and the shade Robin, and this shade is going on the outer third of the eyelid. I'm dragging whatever is remaining on the brush right on the crease. BK Beauty 504 brush in the shade Bark. And I'm applying this shade on the outer V. You can truly see a burgundy undertone on the shade Bark. Although it is brown, it does have a little bit of reddish in it. BK Beauty 209 brush and the shade Ember. And I'm taking this shade and applying it in between the outer third and close to the middle of the eyelid. Going next with the shade Fluorescence, and I'm gonna apply it inner third, almost to the middle. Beautiful peachy tone. Going with Crisp, and I'm gonna take the shade and tapping it right in the center of the eyelid, and this will create that halo effect. So beautiful. BK Beauty 204 brush and going into King. And I'm taking the shade and applying it on the lower lash line. Sonia G Flat Definer, going to the shade Bark. And this is going on the outer third of the lower lash line. And you know what? I'm taking whatever is remaining towards the front. It's more of a dramatic look. Refer 03 brush and Crisp. And this is going on my inner corner. Here you go, friends. This is the second eyeshadow look. What are your thoughts? I think it's very different one side to the other. This one is a little bit more dramatic, a little bit more peachy in tone, warmer tones. This one is playing a little bit with those pinky and coral tones, a little bit more fun. With the turquoise chief, it honestly looks more lilac more than anything. And it's something that we have seen in many eyeshadow palettes for this spring season. A lot of lilac, not only on eyeshadow palettes, but also on lipstick, lip glosses, lip oils. We are seeing a lot of lilac, even on highlighters. So what are my thoughts? In terms of formulation, all the shades that I have been able to try while doing these two eyeshadow looks, they perform really well. Super blendable, no fallout, not patchiness. If anything, perhaps Bark, it's a little bit, not patchy, but it just, I think you can tell even on the eyeshadow swatch itself. And I usually do not tend to refer to a swatch, but it just took a little bit more time to blend than the other shades. Well, I was surprised, for example, this shade, how beautiful was the blend. Same thing with this shade, I mean, like all of them. Obviously, on all the metallics, the pigmentation went super nice, even, full on pigment. If anything, the star of the show on this palette are two shades. This shade in particular, because it's just so glossy, it looks wet, it does have a sheath, it does have just such a beautiful essence. And then this shade, Fluorescence, is gorgeous. Sometimes I have a hard time finding the perfect peachy eyeshadow, and this one really is a beautiful peachy shade. It does have not so much of a sheath, it's pretty straightforward, I should say, but it's just a beautiful peach tone. So if you're looking for a perfect peach, this palette will give it to you, not only because it's shade Fluorescence, but because of all the peachy tones. And then this shade is, again, so glossy. It's one of a kind. I really enjoy this shade so much. If anything, I would love to see more of that on these other shades. I mean, you can see it a little, but this is more of a true metallic shade, in particular that shade Lash. Fleur is also a beautiful shade if you want a lighter brightening tone too. All of the shades are gorgeous. Is this palette necessary? It's all up to you. I cannot decide for you. It's all up to you. If you like this color story, if you like the shades, then this is the palette for you. Just as the glam palette is for other people, the golden palette is for other people. This is the good thing and fun thing about Natasha Denona, that she caters for different likes. She's not only serving vegetarian or vegan or gluten-free, she's serving everything, and I enjoy all of that about it. She's so creative, and she's so in love and passionate on her career, what she does, her profession, and it really shows on her work. I love the cover too, but in general, I mean, the palette is gorgeous. And another thing, if you don't know, I'm sure by now you should know, but if you are new to Natasha Denona palettes, you see these pink holes right here. You can just enter a little pin and then pop the eyeshadow and interchange eyeshadows from another palette and make it your own, customize it and make it unique to your likes and needs. I will definitely be playing a lot more with these eyeshadows and report back to you on perhaps a speed review video, which I haven't done in a while. Let me know if you're interested, because there has been so many launches for this spring season. I think I owe you one. Let me know if you're interested on that. But if you love everything that has to do with beauty, fashion, lifestyle, I invite you to subscribe to my channel with the post notification bell on so you don't miss any of my uploads. If you're on Instagram and TikTok, come and follow me there. If you like this video, if it serves you on any help, please give it a thumbs up, share it with family and friends. And if you're not done watching my content, I will be leaving a couple other videos at the end of the screen that I'm sure you're gonna love. See you then.